Good morning to all. And for the day 2, the first session is on bituminous material. Before we take up the further how we execute the road construction, we need to understand what are the materials which we use in the flexible payments. There are broadly two categories of materials which we use for flexible payment. One is the aggregate. The aggregate, of course, come in different sizes. And the second is a binder. To be more precise, it is a binder. The binder is the material which will coat the aggregates first and then bind them together and keep them in position for the duration of the life of the pavement. Why we say binder and what is the difference in bituminous material? The bitumen is a type of binder, but it is not the exclusive binder. There can be other binders. Now let me discuss these materials which you are talked about. The first we said is bitumen, and then we said that there's another material which is called tar or coal tar. तो ये कोल टार जो शब्द है बहुत पुराना है, बहुत पुराना मटेरियल है, और क्योंकि लेबोरेटरीज में मैंने देखा है कि अभी भी टार विस्कोमीटर है, तो इसलिए हमारे अंदर ये एक इम्प्रेशन है कि टार इज एन अल्टरनेटिव मटेरियल. Yes, it is, but to be more precise, it was. It is no longer now being produced for the purpose of producing a tar, which is to be used as a binder. Kyunki coal has become very expensive, and it is becoming a bit scarce also. You know that all the fuels are gradually diminishing in their availability is diminishing, वो कम होता जा रहा है. तो coal is also one among them. और कोल हमें पता है कितना महंगा है, तो कोल गेट जो कोयला घूट कांड सभी को विदित है, उसका आज भी चर्चा हो रहा है और उसकी आज भी वो सुनवाई हो रही है. तो पहले तो कोयला ही महंगा है और फिर उसको उसके ऊपर प्रोसेस करके टार प्रोड्यूस करना, तो ये अभी प्रैक्टिकली बंद हो चुका है फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. तो हमारे पास जो अवेलेबल मटेरियल है प्राइमरी वो है बिटुमन. दूसरा अभी उन्होंने कहा एस्फाल्ट. तो एस्फाल्ट जो टर्म है बेसिकली वो यूएस, यूरोप और यूके में यूज की जाती है. एस्फाल्ट के दो मीनिंग है, यूएस में डिफरेंट है, यूके में डिफरेंट है, और इसीलिए कभी कभी जो इनके बीच में थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन रह जाता है. जो अमेरिका में जिसे हम बिटुमन कहते हैं वो उसको एस्फाल्ट कहते हैं, लेकिन जो प्राइमरीली मटेरियल एस्फाल्ट था दैट वाज नेचुरली अकरिंग रॉक मटेरियल. तो नेचुरली अकरिंग रॉक में द बिटुमन वाज मिक्स्ड अलोंग विद सम फाइन सीमेंट और वेरी फाइन पार्टिकल्स ऑफ लाइम और सच मटेरियल. तो वो जो नेचर में अवेलेबल पाया गया उसको एस्फाल्ट कहते थे. सो ऑब्वियसली ये वाला जो एस्फाल्ट है इसमें नेचुरली अकरिंग एस्फाल्ट में बिटुमन के साथ थोड़ा जो है वो सीमेंट की मात्रा या लाइम की मात्रा या इसी तरह के और पदार्थ की मात्रा रहती है, यानी ए फाइन पार्टिकल मटेरियल इज एडेड टू द बिटुमन. अब वो जो दूसरा पार्ट है वो बिटुमन है या कोल टार है, वो कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट वो नेचुरली अकरिंग था. सो इट वाज अवेलेबल इन फॉर्म ऑफ द रॉक्स. तो वो उसको प्रिसाइसली एस्फाल्ट कहा गया. लेकिन लेटर ऑन क्योंकि नेचुरल मटेरियल की अवेलेबिलिटी कम होती गई और ज़्यादा जो है रिलायंस वाज मोर अपॉन द मटेरियल obtained from the refineries, but still the same term was being continued and adopted by in US. So that is why they still say it is asphalt. So the term which is used for bituminous mixes is called hot mix asphalt, HMA. Okay, so with this brief background, let's move further. Now, what is really the importance of these two materials? We are going to discuss what are their availability and how they should be used judiciously. That becomes very important for us. Now in India, we are having over the last decade very big thrust on the development of roads, and there are various schemes or yojnas which have been launched by Government of India from time to time. So a lot of infrastructure development for roads is being taking place under National Highways Development Program, which is popularly termed NHDP, State Highways Improvement Programs, under which the government is giving funds to the states to improve their state highways, SHIP, then Bharat Nirman Yojana, then Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, which is popularly said PMGSY, under which these funds have been given to various states to provide connectivity, all weather roads connectivity to various villages and other rural centers. In addition, other category of roads and also the airports are largely expanded. So this obviously means that once you have a lot much of the projects being undertaken, you would require lot much resources to be available to execute these projects. And when you are using lot much of the materials, you need to be very precise to understand them, their availability, their judicious use, their properties, and all those issues. Now in India, most of the roads are flexible pavement. Now this is very a kind of trivia that in the beginning when the road construction started, the bitumen was not so easily available, and it was not that well understood material. And in the beginning, if you remember, these roads which were built were using the stones or the bricks, and the technology or the knowledge of using materials like lime, surki, or cement later on as a mortar was there. So thereby the first choice was to bind these bricks or stones together with the cement or lime or surki. But then the production at that stage of the cement was not very large, so the production was very limited. So thereby they looked for some alternative material which could be used for the binding purpose. And then they found the natural occurring asphalt material good to be a binding material. तो वहाँ से जो है उसकी यूजेज शुरू हुई, लेकिन जब उसकी यूसेज थोड़ा सा हुआ, देन दे ऑब्जर्व्ड कि दिस इज प्रॉब्ली अ वेरी गुड मटेरियल, you can do with the construction easily, cheaper also. So then it became more of the popular material, and the cement was more or less a little forgotten material. But a little later, then when you wanted to build roads with the larger span life, again the cement was introduced back in many of the advanced countries. तो जो bituminous payments है, as I said, they are also said to be blacktop payments. Now the advantage of flexible payment is that with the passage of time they can be strengthened easily compared to the cement or concrete payment. देखिए, जब आप कोई स्लैब रिजिड पेमेंट के लिए स्लैब डिजाइन करेंगे तो उसके जो फोर्सेस हैं उसके हिसाब से आप डिजाइन करेंगे. अगर वो फोर्सेस इंक्रीज हो जाते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ द व्हेन द ट्रैफिक विल इंक्रीज, सो ऑब्वियसली यू कैन नॉट स्ट्रेंथन ए बीम, you cannot break that beam and increase its size. It's not that easy. ये हम सबको पता है कि बिल्डिंग्स में भी कोई भी कंक्रीट कंपोनेंट है उसका साइज इंक्रीज करना इट्स नॉट इजी. इट रिक्वायर, ऑफ कोर्स इट्स पॉसिबल, देयर आर टेक्निक्स, मेनी टेक्निक्स आर देयर, बट इट्स एक्सपेंसिव. बट अगर आप फ्लेक्सिबल पेमेंट को स्ट्रेंथन करना चाहते हैं, सो दिस इज मच मोर इजियर because flexible payment, the structure itself is in form of the layers. So when it is in the form of the layers, so you can simply add on a suitable layer after due proper design, and that layer gets added on and become the component of the payment. So thereby strengthening is very easy in the flexible payment, which is done with the requirement due to growth of traffic or other factors. Now bituminous surfaces can be milled. Milled means you can chip them off from the site. उनको remove किया जा सकता है वहाँ से और फिर इसको रीसाइकल और या रीयूज किया जा सकता है फॉर रिहेबिलिटेशन। रिहेबिलिटेशन मीन्स जब आपकी रोड्स बहुत डैमेज हो जाती हैं या आपको जैसे हमारे बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं वेयर यू नो वी आर वाइडनिंग द रोड्स, थोड़ा सा अलाइनमेंट चेंज करना है, so the earlier section need to be taken off and it has to be replaced with the new section. So rather than the whole material gets wasted, you can remove them and reuse them in the new construction as well. Then the flexible payments, they are less expensive in the beginning, and thereupon they can be, you know, in the beginning are very easy to be taken as a choice, and later on they are also easy to be maintained, because wherever the defect take place you can locally repair them easily. So as we say that bituminous pavements, they have two key ingredients. One is a stone aggregate and second is the bituminous binder. The binder role is to impart adhesive properties to the aggregate. Now what we need to do is that we need to find out appropriate quantity of bitumen to be added in the aggregate, so that you know your requirements of coating and other requirements, may be making the surface impervious, they are met with. Now let us see that how the bitumen is produced. Let us briefly see its journey from the production part, and what are the properties which are important to us, how they can be studied, and what are different grades. Sometime, you know, long back, the bitumen was very cheaper material. Say if I talk of 2 decades before, so it was very cheaper. But the interesting part, this is what actually a bitumen would look like. Now what you see here is a molten bitumen, it's not a solid bitumen. So molten bitumen means where I have applied the heat, heated it up. So when it is heated up, it can flow and then get solidified. What bitumen is? This is basically a thermoplastic material. Thermo, when you say thermal is the word associated with the heat, thermal plant. So थर्मो का मतलब यह है कि इसकी जो जब ये इसका टेम्परेचर के हिसाब से इसका बिहेवियर चेंज होगा. Like you know, you have a solid material, they don't change their behavior much easily. You have a cloth, उसका behavior कपड़े का change नहीं होता easily. So thermoplastic, what are the plastic materials? Not really the hard plastic material. जैसे हमने सॉइल में एक पढ़ा है प्लास्टिसिटी और लिक्विड लिमिट एंड प्लास्टिसिटी इंडेक्स. तो प्लास्टिसिटी इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इन द सॉइल वेयर यू कैन mold it or change the shape without breaking it. So this means without breaking it means that you can bring back its the original shape. यानी कि जब उसको आप कोई लोड या फोर्स लगाएंगे तो उसकी डिफॉर्मेशन हो जाएगी under the load, but when the load gets removed, the deformation will also come back, can come back. That is we mean by plasticity. So that when we say thermoplastic material, here this single word is good enough, if you understand it well, to describe the nature and behavior of bitumen. So this means, number one, the state of bitumen. What are the states? We have a solid state, then we have a semi-solid state, then you have a liquid state, and then finally we have a vapor state. Primarily these are the states. So if you say that when you heat the bitumen very large temperature, so it can behave just like liquid, you know, semi-liquid, a thick liquid, of course, not just like water, but a thick liquid, just like honey. Okay, so it has a resistance to flow, but it can flow if it is in hot condition. But if it is in cold condition, then it is more or less like a solid. Okay, so in between, that means that this bitumen can be under different transition state, and the transition state is called the semi-solid state between the two. So the stiffness of the material would be dependent on the temperature, and the second factor which will be responsible for the stiffness of the material is the source of the crude oil and also the method of refining. Well, this is a refinery, and what you do is that everyone knows that the crude oil is obtained from the seabed or by drilling from the land sources, and then through pipes or other ways, then it is carried up to the refinery where the refinement is done. Refinement means that is the process actually we call it as a fractional distillation. The fractional distillation implies that once you distillate the material, it will be broken into different fractions. It will be broken, or it will be separated out into different fractions. Something like when you the ladies do जो दही बनाते हैं या वो करते हैं तो मक्खन आ जाता है और उधर एक पतला लिक्विड रह जाता है. So that kind of the process, roughly that. So we have lot of refineries in our country, but the availability of crude petroleum is limited, and we all know that availability of oil, which is popularly crude oil, is also termed as oil. It's a big source for the political unrest and also the power, where all the top countries including US, Russia, they have joined and disturbed the world's peace as well. Okay, now if you can see this figure, which may not be very clear across it, but what you see here is that the crude oil is put under the process of fractional distillation, and there are, you can see, ranging from blue to red, there are different segments. Now the segment top is the one which is showing you the petroleum or gas, then we have gasoline or petrol, then below we have kerosene, then we have a diesel, and then industrial or fuel oil, and at the bottom we have lubricating oil, paraffin wax, and asphalt. Now the blue zone shows the mild temperature ranges like 20 degree to 150 degree, and as it goes red, the temperature increases, and at the bottom the temperature is high, 400 degree. So what you do is that the crude oil is put to furnace, it is put to high temperature, and the process of distillation takes place. So we all know when the distillation takes place, the light material will go up and the heavy material will settle down. When this process was started, actually the objective of starting this process historically was to obtain useful products like kerosene, petroleum, or to be more precise, petrol, what we commonly know, and the diesel. So all the basic objective was to obtain this material, and as a then byproduct, what you will get is the industrial fuel oil, which is heavier, and lubricating oil and paraffin wax. Wax is also obtained from this distillation process, and wax, we know that is one of the very highly consumed material. It forms the base of all the ointments and large number of cosmetics, like the cold cream or even the lipsticks or any kind of the ointment which you apply for pain or some other purpose. So paraffin wax is one of the base, and it is quite cheaper available compared to that, but of course there are kind of varieties as well. But what was finally obtained at that time was something like black material, which was at the bottom, and it was more or less considered as a waste material in the beginning when the refinery started, till they discovered that it is very useful for the purpose for which we are using it today. So this is one of the light material, heavy. It is termed as a heavy material, but if you see the overall density of all this material, can someone tell me what is the density of petroleum, which we say is a light material? Can I get to the Dronacharya group? Let us see. Do they have something? Today I'm going to ask you some questions before you ask me at the end. Okay. पेट्रोलियम का डेंसिटी एक्सपेक्टेडली कितना होता है? पेट्रोल यूज करते हैं सभी लोग, कोई बता सकता है? पेट्रोल, नॉट ऑडिबल या बोले नहीं अभी? आवाज नहीं आया? जस्ट हाँ, यस,
Hello. Sir,
Hello.
relative density of petrol is 0.85.
0.85, and you
Yes,
use
sir. Slightly lighter to water.
slightly lighter than water.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what did you use the term relative density?
Yes, sir. Means if density of water is 1 gram per cc, that means petrol density is going to be 0.85 gram per cc.
So we use the term specific gravity for this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. You're right. You know, this can be something like, you know, near about 0.8 or something, even say 0.769, 0.77. If you are getting your, you know, two-wheeler or car fueled and petrol station, तो उसके ऊपर वो डेंसिटी का वो लगा
Yes,
रहता है. ओके, वो कभी कभी होता है 0.762 या ऐसे लिखा होगा, तो
yes,
हम लोग कुछ लोग उसको पढ़ लेते हैं 76 रुपए पर लीटर है भैया.
no, sir.
ऐसा भी हो सकता है. ओके, दैट्स गुड. नाउ डेंसिटी ऑफ डीजल इज हायर देन दैट ऑफ द पेट्रोल.
Petrol.
ओके, व्हाट इज द डेंसिटी ऑफ बिटुमन? यू कैन यू गेस? ओके, या वैक्स का बताइए, वैक्स का, पैराफिन वैक्स. पैराफिन वैक्स तो आप कैंडल्स में यूज करते हैं ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, वो तो जो कॉस्मेटिक में, ऑइंटमेंट में यूज हो गया, उसका तो पता आइडिया शायद ना लगे. कैंडल्स तो सभी के घर में होता है. कितना डेंसिटी होगा उसका? ओके, हैवियर देन वाटर और लाइटर देन वाटर? ओके, हैवियर देन वाटर. चलो, अब बिटुमन का डेंसिटी कोई बता सकता है? बिटुमन का, हाँ बताइए. ये यस, व्हाइट शर्ट में जो है. ओके, व्हाइट शर्ट में जो है. ओके, हाँ जी, हाँ जी, बताइए बताइए. बिटुमन का डेंसिटी ग्रेटर देन वाटर. ओके, चलिए अभी हम एक दूसरी इंस्टीट्यूशन से पूछते हैं, नोएडा ग्रुप से.
हेलो, हेलो सर.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, आपका आ गया जवाब दूसरे सेंटर से, द्रोणाचार्य से.
बताओ ना. हेलो,
हो, आ गया. थैंक यू, थैंक यू. द्रोणाचार्य से. हाँ जी, ये यस. ओके, बिटुमन का डेंसिटी या स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी? ऑडिबल नहीं है थोड़ा.
Hello.
हाँ जी, यस, नाउ इट इज ऑडिबल. अभी फिर चला गया आवाज. अगर आवाज नहीं आ रही, अगर आप बताते हैं एक से ऊपर, तो एक को अपने थोड़ा ऊपर कर ले, ओके और अगर 1 से नीचे है तो हाथ को उल्टा कर दें. So 1 से above. Okay, so everyone says that it is above 1, right? Okay, now this is quite surprising for everyone actually. I tell that the density of bitumen is near 1, and in some cases it is less than 1. Of course not too less than 1, but it is 0.99 or it is 1, and in some cases it can be slightly larger up to 1.02 or that, but the code requirements say that the density should be more than 0.99 for some certain grades. So this means that bitumen is as lighter or as heavier like water, but because it is black colored material, so we always presume ये तो heavy ही होगा, and it is a solid material, so ये heavy ही होगा. The density of wax or naphtha, जो precisely जो term वहाँ से use करते हैं naphtha, that is even less than 1. It is somewhat like close to, it can be as low as 0.6 or 0.7, or in some cases even lesser than that. So wax is even lighter than water. तो दिवाली पे बहुत सारे दिए फ्लोटिंग बनते हैं ना, अब आपको याद आएगा फ्लोटिंग दियास. So when you have the floating diyas, how do उनके लिए कोई special effort नहीं करना पड़ता. The floating diyas are just simply made of wax, and they will float in the water because wax is lighter than the water. Some people think कि वो कोई special wax बनाया होगा, लेकिन हम इतने used to हैं कि मोमबत्ती को हम तो किसी surface पे टिकाते रहे हैं, तो पानी में कैसे तैरती है, तो हमें हमेशा ये लगता रहता है कि वो special wax से बनी है. So we are ready to pay even the higher cost. But believe me, if you read the formulation of any cosmetic, for example, आपको मैं एक example देता हूँ, बाद में कीजिएगा. बोरोलिन क्रीम या वैसलिन है, उसका फॉर्मुलेशन पढ़िए, या वोलिनी क्रीम है या आयोडेक्स है, उसका फॉर्मुलेशन पढ़िए, तो उसमें पीछे लिखा होगा वैक्स, पैराफिन वैक्स, so much %. So you'll be shocked to see that the greater half, more than half of that is paraffin wax in many of the cases. So और जो एक्चुअल चीज है वो बहुत थोड़ी है जिसके लिए आप वो चीज प्रोडक्ट को बाय कर रहे हो. ओके, नाउ what is the significance of properties of bitumen? First, that we want to see that जो हमने payments बनाई हैं, they should be durable because we want the higher performance, and this is greatly affected by कोई भी आप product बनाओगे, payment जैसे हमने कहा, तो it is made of aggregate and bitumen. So obviously जो आपका raw material है, that is important to decide about what is the kind of finished product. Okay, the upper layer of payments are taking care of loads and stresses, ये हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, और उसको प्रोटेक्शन कर रही हैं. So thereby they are conceived as layers of superior quality material in the structure and constructed accordingly. यानी कि टॉप में आपको सबसे हाई क्वालिटी के मटेरियल यूज करने हैं. Now this is also important that अभी lately the trend is going upon from the government control to the franchise controlled or ownership by the private parties. तो पहले क्या होता था, सभी रोड्स गवर्नमेंट खुद बनाती थी, तो गवर्नमेंट के पास बहुत बार फंडिंग की शॉर्टेज है, तो उनके पास they will wait for the years, but when you wanted to have thrust on the infrastructure development, then the policies were modified. तो अब गवर्नमेंट ने कहा भाई जिनके पास पैसा है, प्राइवेट ओनर्स ये कंपनीज हैं, यू कम फॉरवर्ड, यू इन्वेस्ट मनी, आप रोड को बनाइए या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप कीजिए, ब्रिज और रोड का, और आपको ये सुविधा है कि आप उसके एवज में कुछ साल तक टोल टैक्स इन फॉर्म ऑफ उसको रिकवर करने के लिए टोल टैक्स आपको पब्लिक से ले सकते हैं. दोज हु आर द यूजर्स, rather than everybody being taxed क्योंकि जब आपका गवर्नमेंट से मनी आता है तो सभी का पैसा है, लेकिन वहां से हम पैसा ले रहे हैं जो लोग एक्चुअली उसको यूज कर रहे हैं. So that was the shift of the thinking. So that is called the BOT mode. Built, पहले आप बनाइए, उसको ऑपरेट करें, चलाइए, एंड फिर आपका जब पैसा पूरा हो जाएगा फिर वो ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा गवर्नमेंट के नाम, फिर वो गवर्नमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी हो जाएगी. प्रॉपर्टी वो गवर्नमेंट की ही रहेगी, बट यू विल बी गिवन ए फैसिलिटी टू charge money in lieu of the funds you have invested on this project, and then it is worked out that how long कि आपका ये 10 साल का टोल है, 15 साल का टोल है. तो वो जो अब आप बिडिंग करते हैं, टेंडर डालते हैं, तब आपको ये पूरी प्लानिंग करनी पड़ती है कि कितने यूजर होंगे, तो उसके हिसाब से मेरे को कितना टोल मैं चार्ज करूं, इतनी मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट है, इतना मेरा वो मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट है, तो इतने साल तक मनी की वैल्यू इतनी होगी, एंड आई विल बी एबल टू रिकवर दिस मनी इन सच ए मोड कि मैं किससे कितना चार्ज करूं. राइट. सो देयर बाय जब आप इस मोड में करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली अगर वो 10 साल का टोल है तो वो बिल्डर चाहेगा या कॉन्ट्रैक्टर चाहेगा 10 साल तक मेरा रोड अच्छी कंडीशन में रहे, मेरे को अभी और पैसा नहीं लगाना पड़े. Then that will be possible only if you are able to construct a very good quality road in the beginning, which can only be possible if you are using a very good quality ingredients, that is aggregate and bitumen. So we need to be careful about their characteristics. Let us see that what really has gone into the background और आज हम कहाँ पर है. जो ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड जो हमारी बॉडी है जो इसको गवर्न करती है स्पेसिफिकेशंस को, सभी प्रोडक्ट्स की या प्रोसेसेस को, इन द ईयर 1950 दे फर्स्ट टाइम क्लासिफाइड द बिटुमन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ पेनिट्रेशन. अब ये पेनिट्रेशन क्या है ये थोड़ा सा हम ब्रीफ करेंगे, बहुत लोगों को ऑलरेडी. एंड देन दी स्पेसिफिकेशंस वर रिवाइज्ड इन आधा हिस्सा जो है आधी कॉस्टिंग को खाली बिटुमन की है, टू बी मोर प्रिसाइज अबाउट 45%. अगर मैं मटेरियल कॉस्ट खाली कंसीडर करता हूं, ये तो 45% तो हम बात कर रहे हैं वर्क्स की कॉस्ट के ऊपर, लेकिन अगर हम मटेरियल कॉस्ट की बात करेंगे तो बिटुमन की जो कॉस्टिंग है एज ए मटेरियल इट इज मोर देन इवन 70 to 75% of the total material cost. So this means that bitumen is the single material. ये पहले ऐसा नहीं था, आज से 3 डेकेड पहले बिटुमन की कॉस्ट कम होती थी और एग्रीगेट की कॉस्ट ज्यादा होती थी. So now because the consumption of bitumen has gone up and in the international market the crude petroleum has becoming one of the important commodity. So thereby it is a diminishing product, यानी कि उसके sources limited हैं, it is not a renewable product. आज भी अगर हम बात करें तो there is lot of research being done to generate or artificially produce the petroleum based products like petrol या diesel. Biodiesel तो हमने सुना है कि उसकी production possible हुई है, but whether it is economical or available in bulk, that is still to come up. So we have to look for the alternative because they are reducing in the quantity every day you use. The daily consumption is itself so high that it is expected that it may actually finish off maybe in 4 decades or so finally. Then we may have to go back to the original story. So it is a diminishing product, and that has actually the consumption has called a gap between supply and demand, which is increasing every day, and there's no signs of improvement of the reduction in this problem, but it is growing because there's more emphasis on the road infrastructure development. So obviously there's more demand for the consumption of the bitumen, and this is one of the reason that many of the projects they have got delayed because I know one of the cases, on the national highway, one company was awarded a project, and they stopped working in between for stating two reasons for that. One is that they stated that because the mining is banned, the work was being undertaken in the states of Haryana. So they say the government has banned mining, so the aggregate is not available at the cost which was prevailing at the time of tender. The second, the reason it becomes some time for the bitumen cost. And the National Highway Authority of India refused to accept this logic, stating that the contract condition does not clearly indicate that any kind of leverage can be given to the contractor on the basis of the prevailing conditions. There are certain conditions like earthquake condition or flood or like that natural disaster condition, whereupon the contractor will get benefit of extension of the time. But in this case they refused, and the matter was taken to the uh, court, and the court in its judgment then said that in any case you need to complete the project pending the final decision. You can't hold the public at the ransom for the fight between the two of you. You can't hold the public to the inconvenience. So the company then was given a target of 4 months, and they did most of the work later on. What really happened to the decision of that is still to be known. But this is an indication that the cost of the materials which can abruptly change is very, very uh, I remember, somewhere in the 2000, lot of the contractors lost money. They forfeited their earnest money. They said that we will not execute the projects. So they forfeited earnest money to the tune of 7-8 lakhs, stating the reason because the cost of bitumen, which was something like 12,000 per metric ton at that time, it suddenly shot to 16,000 or 18,000. So they calculated that by procuring material at this rate, they will not be able to do any profit, and so it's better to forfeit the money. So a lot of problem took when they suddenly increase. So the tender clauses now have been amended, that the tender clause indicate that the cost of bitumen will be paid as per the actuals, and of course it will be deducted from the rates. So this has given the protection now to the contractors against the price hike, and so is also done for the if there is a fall in the price. So what they really do is they fix up the cost, standard cost, say 40,000 or 42,000 per metric ton, or prevailing 36,000 per metric ton, and whatever is the actual cost of procurement, because the procurement is from the government agency, so there's no hanky panky you can do about the pricing. So once it is the cost of procurement is known, so the difference plus or minus is paid to the contractor as per the actuals. But yes, it has a big bearing on that. Now let us see that what are the binder properties which would matter main. There are a number of them, we are going to talk about them, but the first and foremost property as an engineer which we look for is in the roadworks is the adhesion. The adhesion and cohesion are two words. Cohesion means between same material, adhesion is binding between different material. So bituminous material, they adhere to clean dry surfaces. Remember, we are using the term clean dry surfaces. So if the surface is wet, the bonding will be weak. If the surface is not clean, again the bonding will be weak. So these aspects are to be taken care during the construction stages of the roads, particularly the bituminous construction. The second important property is viscosity. So all those material are viscous. Now viscous material are those which can be actually when they are loaded, so they can be deformed. You keep on applying the load, so they will keep on deforming without a very clear sign of breaking apart, right? So it is a deformation, and the deformation can be tangential. So what really we look for is that because of the when you actually apply the loads, जब आपने रोड बना दिया है तो उसमें aggregates और बिटुमन का मिक्स लगा हुआ है, उसके ऊपर जब लोड आता है तो हमने ये बोला है कि these payments are flexible payments. So flexible payments are going to deflect maybe the smaller values, but they are going to deflect. When they are going to deflect means the deformation will take place on the binder जो उसको bind कर रहा है. So they should be able to get deformed without cracking or without breaking. So that is why viscosity is very important. The second thing is the viscosity will change. We will see later. Viscosity will change with the temperature. तो ये हम आगे study करेंगे. The third point is the softening point. अब ये softening point क्या होता है? Softening point वो temperature है जिसके ऊपर हम कहते हैं कि bitumen has softened to a particular degree of viscosity or whatever you say. A predetermined point. जैसे हम फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम वाटर को हीट करते हैं सर्दियों में नहाने के लिए, सो वी डोंट डू दी बॉइलिंग, 100 डिग्री तक नहीं करते. तो आपके पास एक नॉब रहता है थर्मोस्टेट का, उसमें यू कैन कंट्रोल. तो दैट मीन्स कि आपने उसको प्री डिटरमिन किया है कि आपको इतनी हीटिंग चाहिए, उसके बाद वो फर्दर हीटिंग बंद कर देगा. सो यू गेट द मटेरियल अप टू ए प्री डिटरमिन स्टेज. तो यहाँ पे इसी तरह से जब बिटुमन सॉफन होता है तो जो प्री डिटरमिन स्टेज तक जब सॉफन हो गया तो दैट स्टेज वी डिटरमिन इन टर्म्स ऑफ द टेम्परेचर रिक्वायरमेंट. विल रीड इट फर्दर. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू द ग्रेडिंग, देन वी विल हैव ए little break and then continue. The grading were done in the early 20th century, and as we said earlier that the asphalt, or it is later called in bitumen. In India actually we use the term bitumen, we don't use the term asphalt. लेकिन asphalt एक term use करते हैं, mastic asphalt में use करते हैं. और हमारे देश में एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया और डिफेंस, they still continue to use the term asphalt. तो वो asphalic concrete या सेमी डेंस एस्फॉल्टिक कंक्रीट इस तरह के वर्ड यूज करते हैं, बिकॉज I have no comment to make why they do that. Maybe they are not upgraded, but MORT and Ministry of Road Transport, they use the term bituminous or bitumen. They don't use the term asphalt, but nonetheless they are interchangeable to the large extent. So initial grading which were done, as we discussed earlier, was by determining the penetration value at 25 degrees centigrade. And then in 1960 in USA, the grading test was done and based on viscosity at 60 degrees centigrade. Now what are the relevance of these temperature, we will study little later. And in Canada, they followed a hybrid mechanism, in some data based on penetration and some on the basis of viscosity. So they use both the parameters and a combination of them is used to grade the bitumen. But a very revolutionary work was undertaken by United States of America, that was called SHRP, and it was called actually Super Pave High Performance Grade Material. तो उसमें काफ़ी रिसर्च करके they come up with the grades where they say that this particular binder can work from these ranges of the temperature. So you have a low temperature defined, you have a high temperature defined. So that could be said something like 1864 ranging, that stating that this bitumen will work satisfactorily from the temperature 18 degree to 64 degree centigrade. So that was a very extensive study which was done using millions of the dollars that went into this project. Now in India, as I said earlier, we started with the penetration grade, and one of the most commonly used was 60-70 penetration grade. So when I say 60-70, I mean to say that this particular bitumen will have penetration range from 60 to 70. Likewise, there is a grade 80-100. So you have a penetration value ranging from 80 to 100. Then 30-40 grade. So if I compare these three, say for example, so 80-100 grade is a softer grade. So 80-100 grade is a softer grade. So this is used in spraying work. Now what are the spraying work? The spraying works are like tag coat application or prime coat application. So that is called a spraying work. The second thing they have to do with the temperature conditions. अभी मेरे पास suppose I have a harder grade and I have a softer grade. जो हार्डर ग्रेड है जब उसको हीट लगेगी तो वो थोड़ा फिर सॉफ्ट हो जाएगा, लेकिन जो सॉफ्टर ग्रेड है अगर उसको हीट लगेगी तो वो और सॉफ्ट हो जाएगा. जब वो और ज्यादा सॉफ्ट हो जाएगा तो उसकी विस्कोसिटी रिड्यूस हो जाएगी. जब विस्कोसिटी रिड्यूस होगी तो उसकी डिफॉर्मेशन ज्यादा हो जाएगी, राइट? सो because the resistance to flow will decrease. So this means जहां पर मेरे टेम्परेचर्स हाई हैं, एटमॉस्फेरिक टेम्परेचर हाई हैं, जैसे नॉर्थ इंडिया अभी आज की डेट में यहाँ पर टेम्परेचर से 40 डिग्री है, 38 डिग्री है, अब कहीं 42 भी है, 44 भी है. तो when the temperatures are high, then we need to use harder grade so that it can sustain its viscosity even at high temperature. नहीं तो उसमें bleeding हो जाएगी, deformation हो जाएगी, because the strength will reduce. The binder will no longer be able to come back to its original position after the removal of load. So thereby we would require harder grade to be used. लेकिन contrarily अगर मैं श्रीनगर में या लेह या ऐसी हिल एरिया में जहाँ पे बहुत ठंडा रहता है वहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन करते हैं तो वहाँ मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर ही शायद 28, 24, 5 डिग्री रहता है, बट द लोअर टेम्परेचर कैन गो टू -5, -10 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. तो वहाँ पे हमें सॉफ्टर ग्रेड यूज करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर आप हार्डर ग्रेड यूज करेंगे तो वो ब्रिटल हो जाएगा और ब्रिटल होने से वो क्रैक हो जाएगा जल्दी से. So this means that different grade of the bitumen are suitable and selected based on different temperature conditions. So higher the penetration which you obtain, अब जो हमने 60-70 penetration की बात की है तो 60-70 penetration का meaning है कि the value is from 0.6 to 0.7 mm. So before I continue further, I would like to introduce to you that what really we do with the bitumen testing, what are the properties, and then I'm going to give you another presentation and then come back to where we left in the forenoon. So something we already have talked about, types, properties, tests and grading of the bitumen. Now bitumen is also used not only in weathering course, we also said that you are going to use it as a primer. What is a primer we will discuss little later. Then in the patch works, that is for the repair works, and bitumen and tar are not same, we have already talked about. This also just to reinforce that coal tar is the destructive distillation, so we don't use that. And even when actually both of these material were available to us, still bitumen was preferred over tar because tar had high temperature susceptibility, and then the usage of it causes more of the pollution, first during the production and even later during the usage as well. So, and it also had bad adhesion in the presence of water, so the stripping action would be very fast. So this is the definition of bitumen. It's a hydrocarbon material of either natural or pyrogenous origin found in gaseous, liquid, semi-solid or solid form and is completely soluble in carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride. So first thing is that it can be existing in form of gaseous. Why gaseous? You will be surprised. Can it be gaseous? Because if you remember when we say that when we obtain the oil, when we extract the oil from the drilling, so it is not only the liquid but the gases are also evolved during the drilling, and they are also contained. That's why we say that there are gas pipes being laid. So gas and liquids both are obtained during drilling, and they are preserved and then purified to obtain different useful products. When we say normal range of temperature, it's a semi-solid state. So normal range of temperature means that this range today, right now, or even in winters, the atmospheric conditions, say a temperature of 12 degree, 15 degrees centigrade, or ranging up to 40 degrees centigrade. So there what we say, it will be something a kind of solid state or semi-solid state. And when it is heated, the viscosity will reduce. Now we need to heat the bitumen during the construction of the pavement. It is very necessary to heat it, because only during the heating it can acquire a consistency with which we can be able to use it for the purpose of coating with the aggregate and mixing with the final material. So we need to heat the bitumen from a temperature ranging from 130 to 175 degrees centigrade, depending upon the grade of the bitumen. You could do the mixing with the aggregate at low or normal temperatures. Those are called cold bituminous mixes. They have got a special treatment. Two broad categories are classified. We had talked about the different grades like penetration grades and viscosity grades, but in general we have a paving grade bitumen. When we say paving grade bitumen, it is the bitumen which is used for the construction of bituminous pavements, whether it is for roads or whether it is for airports. So this is called paving grade. Then there is another grade which is called industrial grade bitumen. इफ यू रिमेंबर, आप घर में आपके वाटर प्रूफ ट्रीटमेंट कहते हैं जिसको बोलते हैं डीपीसी, तो डीपीसी में भी आप उसका इस्तेमाल करते हैं बिटुमन का. अब डीपीसी को पंजाबी में, हिंदी में लुक बोल देते हैं जो बिटुमन को, और राजस्थान में इसको डामर बोलते हैं. तो वो जो डामर या बिटुमन यूज होता है, दैट इज ऑफ डिफरेंट ग्रेड. इट इज मच हार्डर देन द बिटुमन विच यू यूज फॉर द road purposes. That is called industrial grade bitumen. Then for the flooring works also, now you'll be surprised that where do we use the flooring works. We are going to discuss where we are going to use bitumen for the flooring as well. Now coming further, the types, when I say types, it is not the classification of bitumen. Bitumen in different modified forms. So one is a paving grade bitumen, then industrial grade bitumen, then we have modified bitumen binders, then cut back bitumen, and bitumen emulsions. So the bitumen which basic with the base material bitumen but changed to a different form or blended, then they can be termed as modified, cut back, or emulsion. What really a cut back bitumen is? See, we discussed, we said that we need to heat up the bitumen to bring it to a degree of consistency whereupon it can flow and then coat the aggregate and mix with the finer material. So there you need to have it in the liquid state. In the solid state it will not be able to do the binding or mixing, any of the action will not be done. So I need to heat it up. Now what is the problem in the heating up? There is no problem in heating up, except that in two circumstances. One, when you heat it up, the fumes are produced. So if you are doing the work, say in a residential area or in built up areas, so they are going to cause the pollution in the atmosphere, right? So it would be inconvenience for the people over there when you are executing these works. So second case is that when you are working under extreme cold condition, where the temperatures remain for a longer period, less than say 4 degree or 0 degree centigrade. Now when you are going to heat up the bitumen and you try to use it, because the operations don't get completed simply in a matter of 1 minute or so. जब आप उसको heat up करोगे, फिर आप aggregate के साथ mixing करेंगे, then you are going to place it, compact it. So there are different operations, and all of them are to be done at specific temperature ranges. तो अगर आप extreme cold condition में ये work करोगे, so bitumen will get solidified very early and you will not be able to execute the works, क्योंकि आपका laying और compaction से पहले ही वो solidify हो जाएगा once you expose to the atmosphere. So under those conditions we are not able to use the bitumen. Likewise, in extreme moisture conditions, water conditions, then bitumen, because it doesn't get mixed up with the water, so the stripping can take place. तो जहाँ पे बहुत wet conditions है वहाँ पे भी आप ये bitumen use नहीं कर सकते. So what we really do is that we reduce the viscosity of the bitumen. That is why we say cut back. What you are cutting? You are cutting the viscosity of the bitumen by adding a suitable solvent. Now, which is that solvent? Same solvent which you saw, which is produced in the fractional distillation process. So one of them is kerosene and the second is a light fuel. So because all of them were together when you did the distillation, then they got separated out. Now you are going to mix them again and produce a material of liquid consistency. और जब आप उसको एक्चुअली अप्लाई करेंगे तो केरोसिन या लाइट फ्यूल ऑयल है, we know that when they are kept open to atmosphere they will evaporate. Okay, so what is going to happen when you have prepared the mix or done your work, this solvent or which is of volatile nature will escape to the atmosphere and thereby remaining would be the bitumen. So by this time your process has already finished. So thereupon we use the cutback bitumen. Now there are different grades of cutback, like you see here RC, MC and SS. RC stands for rapid curing, MC stands for medium curing, and it should be SC actually, not SS, then it is slow curing. So slow, medium and rapid curing. So these are related to the timings which they take to cure or get vaporized. तो अगर हम रैपिड क्योरिंग बोलते हैं तो वो बहुत जल्दी से इवेपोरेट हो जाता है. अगर हम स्लो क्योरिंग बोलते हैं so it will take more time. So if it is extreme cold you would require rapid curing. If it is a less cold condition you can require slow curing. या आपको जैसे पैच वर्क करना है, इमीडिएटली करना है, you want immediate result, you could go for rapid curing. So they have different consistencies and properties in terms of the time of curing. So RC rapid curing is recommended for surface dressing and patchwork. Medium curing is recommended for pre-mix with less quantity of fine aggregates. And slow curing is used for pre-mix with appreciable quantity of fine aggregate. यानी कि अगर आपका एग्रीगेट जो मिक्स है उसमें फाइनल मटेरियल अगर ज़्यादा है तो आपको स्लो क्यूरिंग वाला यूज़ करना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट विल गिव यू मोर टाइम टू मिक्स इट अप. लेकिन अगर आप रैपिड क्यूरिंग यूज़ करेंगे तो आपके पास टाइम कम है, सो इट मे नॉट बी developing into a uniform mix because you need some time for them to get mixed up, which is be given by the slow curing type of the bitumen cutback. Another deviation of bitumen is the bitumen emulsion, or simply we also say emulsion. Now if you, those who have a little knowledge of chemistry or are in pharmaceutical, they know what an emulsion is. Emulsion is basically a suspension of two material or two molecules, you can say, of different type of the categories. Let me give you an example. We see that if you have oil with you, maybe any oil which you use, maybe cooking oil or mustard oil, and if you add water, so they don't get mixed up. So आपको देखेंगे कि depending upon the density of oil, the oil will generally float over the water, but they don't get mixed up. Now, if you eat ice cream, homemade ice cream, it is a kind of, you know, more like if you put into refrigerator, तो वो आपको देखोगे उसमें थोड़ा आइस की फीलिंग आती है, बर्फ सी आती है, हार्ड है. बट जो आप बाहर की आइसक्रीम खाते हो तो वो सॉफ्ट है. उसका रीजन क्या है? उसका रीजन ये है कि जो बाहर की आइसक्रीम है उसमें उन्होंने एमल्सीफायर ऐड किया हुआ है, which keeps the, you know, different molecules in suspended form uniformly. लेकिन जो आप घर में जमाओगे उसमें एमल्सीफायर नहीं है, तो उसमें जो वाटर कंपोनेंट है, इसी इन आइसक्रीम यू हैव टू थिंग्स, वाटर कंपोनेंट एंड मिल्क कंपोनेंट. तो वाटर कंपोनेंट एंड मिल्क कंपोनेंट, they have got the different specific gravities, and thereby during the process they can, the water component gets frozen easily and you get that kind of feeling. So emulsion में क्या होता है कि दो जो different globules हैं वो suspended रहते हैं. Now this is different compared to a solution. अगर आप पानी में या चाय में चीनी डालते हो तो चीनी उसमें घुल जाती है, तो अब आप उसमें कोई separation नहीं रहता. Both the molecules they get dissolved. लेकिन इसमें वो जो molecules different है वो dissolved नहीं रहते. If you put say in a, अगर आप को मैं एक बाउल देता हूँ पानी का बकेट में, और उसके अंदर हम कुछ प्लास्टिक बॉल भर दें छोटी छोटी से, तो वो प्लास्टिक बॉल सारी उसके अंदर डली हुई हैं. So those plastic balls are a kind of bitumen globules in the water. So that is the state of the emulsion, कि दोनों जो कंपाउंड है वो प्रेजेंस है और they will remain in suspended form without being chemically mixed together, combined together. तो उसके लिए हमें क्या यूज करना पड़ता है? We need to use a dispersing agent. So the emulsion which we prepare, it has 60% of the water and remaining is bitumen. Now this is again a paradox. We earlier were saying that water is, you know, enemy for bitumen because both have the affinity for aggregate, और ये एक म्यान में दो तलवारें नहीं रहती, वो वाली बात है. अगर एग्रीगेट के साथ बिटुमन की बॉन्डिंग है तो वहाँ वाटर नहीं होगा, अगर वाटर की बॉन्डिंग स्ट्रांग है तो बिटुमन की बाइंडिंग नहीं होगी. तो भाई ये जब दोनों की आपस में नहीं बनती तो यहाँ क्यों दोनों को इकट्ठा कर दिया हमने? Why did we do that? Now as we said, they are not chemically combined, number one. Secondly, water also gets evaporated. So by preparing emulsion, what we are doing, we are chemically putting them together without being combined, and when you will expose the emulsion to the atmospheric condition, so under heat, the action of atmospheric heat as well as the air movement, water will get evaporized, leaving behind the bitumen.